Hello YouTube viewership, this is the Riles. I'm bringing you a Company of Heroes video that features gameplay from an Automatch I played with audio commentary by me, the Riles, voiced over. So without further ado, let's get started. What replay am I loading? LOL Cats, yes, what an epically named replay. We shall load that game up, and I shall commentate on my noob gameplay and how you should not go about doing things in Company of Heroes. So, playing on Industrial Riverbed. I do believe my opponent is the Wehrmacht faction, and I am the allied faction of the Americans. So, here we go. Once this loads, we shall delve into the good stuff that is the gameplay of Company of Heroes. Just singing while we wait. Alright, so pressing the key to get started. Okay. So what I do first is build an engineer squad right off the bat out of my HQ, and then I want to build a barracks, and out of the barracks, once the barracks is finished, I want to build a rifle squad immediately. So what is this extra engineer squad for? Why aren't we saving those resources? Well, that extra engineer squad is for just extra capping power at the beginning of the game, because my strategy is going to focus around getting early resource control and just dominating with riflemen, and then because of that resource control, I will be able to get a armored car out very soon, and that shall rape all. So that's the basic gist of the strategy I was going for here. So what you want to do is just spread your men out and start capturing shit as fast as possible. So right here, this munition sector is connected directly to my territory. See, how Company of Heroes handles resources is quite cool, because you actually have to go out and capture resources. You don't, sit on your ass and have miners do everything for you like in StarCraft. No. So going out and just capturing my points as fast as possible. I'm capturing this strategic point, which is not worth any resources, but links my territory to other resource nodes. So what I'm doing here at the beginning, what you want to do is link your territory up so you grab the most high point value resource points. So like this fuel up in the corner I want to grab because it has plus 16. As opposed to, this plus 5 is closer, that's why I'm capturing it. But eventually want to get here, this plus 16 fuel, so that's worth more than, let's say, the plus 5 fuel in that sector or whatever. So these two fuel points will be places of contention among our two warring players, which indeed include me and some other random guy. I have no idea what his name is. So enough of the tactical map. You can bring that up with the 0 key on your number pad. And I built my first rifle squad, and having it move past these guys, capturing the munitions point, and having it capture the fuel point in the corner, because fuel is going to be instrumental in implementing my strategy against the enemy. Without fuel, that armored car will not be possible to purchase. So, and then I built a jeep immediately after my first rifle squad, and this is just for recon and things like that. Jeeps are also good for just harassing enemy infantry units, although you can't expect to harass enemy infantry units without soaking up some damage, so expect to have to repair your jeep after you engage in that fight. So capturing the first VP out here in the middle. Haven't seen any enemy movement so far. Oh, okay. Here's a battle that's coming up, I do believe. Nope, not yet. Okay. So I'm just capturing, spreading out. What I'm relying on early on is just my amazing power to capture. And here's a fight that's going on in the middle that's got this guy in a bad position, because even though I'm still capturing and receiving a defense bonus. Okay, eventually I stop capturing and start shooting. So these engineer squads actually up close have submachine guns that can smoke the engineer squad of the opponent faction, which is the pioneer squad. So they actually pwn dizzle, especially when you use the cover effectively. So what happened there was I just basically owned an engineer squad, and here my rifles run to another engineer squad. So this guy's, I've ran into 2 engineer squads so far, and my rifles will continue to pick away at these and eventually kill all of them. So, however, I probably didn't want to rush my rifles in as close as I did, because the engineers can actually be pretty powerful at close range. That's where they excel in combat. And my guys have the M1, I don't know how to pronounce this. They're just riflemen, so you want to keep them at mid to long range. And so here's my jeep. And then I realize, engineer squad over there. Do I realize it? No, I do not. Okay, so jeep stuck against fence. This is equaling awesome opportunities for killing enemies. Okay, now I'm starting to move with it. That's good. So what I'm doing is this, now I've pretty much secured 2 VPs, and if you didn't know, how you win in Company of Heroes is these tickets right here. So once I reduce my the more VPs I control, the faster my enemies' tickets will go down. And as soon as my enemies' tickets hit 0, then I win the match. So controlling VPs is essential too. I built my triage center, which is basically a healing station, so whenever my guys run back to get reinforced, and whenever they take damage, they will also be healed up. Because your units, your squads can take damage, but don't have to lose a unit to take, or don't have to lose a member of their squad to take damage. So like a six-man rifleman squad can still be damaged to where it's very susceptible for lots of members to get killed immediately. So what you want to do is heal your guys up. Even though they might be at full strength in terms of members, they might not be full strength in terms of their health bar. So the health bar is that little blue bar right located above your guy's squad emblem. And I retreat them after I secure this fuel point with an observation post. Now, this is very interesting because an observation post grants you a resource bonus on whichever resource node you build it on. So I want to build observation posts on my biggest resource nodes, because that's only building them on the biggest resource node makes them efficient, because you spend a lot of manpower to build an observation post, about 200 manpower I do believe, but that's worth this plus 26 fuel that I'm getting. You don't want to put observation posts on strategic points unless you want to make them harder to capture, but strategic points don't have resources. Plus 3 manpower I suppose, but increasing manpower is not that important, since you already have, if you capture enough territory, you already have enough manpower per minute to power your war machine. So that's all I know about resource points and all that. So if you understood any of that gibberish, then awesome. You can translate my rambling dialect, and I'm impressed. So here's my engineer squad. Got my first rifle squad. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm doing an integral part of my tech build, which is building a supply yard, which will enable me to build a motor pool, which will enable me to build a armored car. So lots of good things will come from, you know, building a supply yard. I'll be able to do, basically my strategy revolves around trying to get an armored car and just basically everything inside. So what happens here is the Jeep runs into engineer squad and an MG, so I decided I'm gonna back off and not face that. And then he garrisons every single squad he has in the middle there into that building. And so I decide, okay, that's just way too much firepower. Retreat the Jeep before it starts taking MG fire. And then I retreat
enemy unit down.
Back into my MG. Now what I'm doing here is I'm securing these choke points with MGs. Securing your side of the map is very essential in Company of Heroes. You want to control your side, plus branch out in enemy territory when you can, but you don't want to overextend yourself. So what I'm doing here is just basically locking down the choke points with these MGs, because I know armor will just drive by these MGs and possibly destroy them, but infantry will have quite a tough time trying to get past here, especially with this red, when your infantry units are in water wading through it, they have no cover bonus. So you know, if your guys are located behind a hedgerow, they have green cover, which means they receive a lot less damage from bullets. But if they're located in red cover, like this water, then they'll receive extra damage even. So that MG will absolutely destroy any infantry unit that tries to walk through that narrow choke point. So what I'm doing is just, you know, deny access to my choke points, basically. Now I have 2 rifle squads, I do believe, on the field, and I've captured this other fuel point, which is supposed to be his. So you want to capture your enemy's natural fuel points. And what's going to happen here is he's running an MG without the attack move command. So he's basically told this MG to go lock down this territory without engaging enemies, just ignoring enemy fire completely. So what I end up doing is almost destroying this whole MG squad. Realizing that he's set up, I try to micro pass before he gets set up, but that doesn't happen. Plus, there's a sniper in the house that I have to be worried about somewhere. And so I just end up retreating this.
The enemy is down to 300 points.
Losing this squad is not worth taking out this MG, because even if I do survive, take out that MG, then there's a sniper in the background that just likes to screw with my head. So right here, yeah, the snipers are really good at taking out infantry. Yeah, there's 2 infantry right off the bat from 2 shots, 100% accuracy so far from that sniper. Closer and mid-range combat, sniper will
Our
lose
fuel
to my
point is
infantry
being
squad.
taken by the
However,
enemy.
he does have a bike, which
Regiment
will
has
enable
heavy
him to push
infantry
my infantry
reserves.
off. You know, instead of losing squads, you just want to retreat them to base, reinforce them, get them all healed up.
Time to kill the
This squad escapes with 1 soldier. Okay, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of manpower replacing that squad, or replacing members of that squad, but replacing a whole squad is still more expensive. Don't lose a squad if you don't need to, is what I'm trying to say. And so I actually finally end up reinforcing these guys. Yes, I do. Now my armored car is out. This is the
Supply lines are broken. We
backbreaker
have territory cut
uh,
off from supply.
unit of my strategy. This will basically screw the enemy over in a jiffy. So here goes my armored car. Do-da-do-da-do-da. I think I do upgrade it with the armor skirts and then the HMG, so...
Enemy unit
Oh,
down.
I missed something there. What happened was a bike ran into my machine, or I ran into an engagement with a bike with my Jeep, and then I started engaging the bike with my Jeep, figured out the bike was more powerful than my Jeep, retreated my Jeep behind my MG emplacement, and then my MG started pounding away on it, and then I blocked the bike with the Jeep. I didn't allow the bike to get off that bridge, so it was still within MG fire for quite a while and ended up dying. So pretty much armored cars will rape the shit out of anything that tries to own them. You know, of course these engineers have the mine detectors, so I don't know if they can, you know, start whacking at the armored vehicle with that. So good luck trying to own the armored car. And what you want to do is just retreat from this situation, because these guys will eventually all die to my machine gun and armored car fire. I mean, the main gun is pretty powerful, and so is the machine gun. So I'll end up killing everyone in this building. Goodbye snipers, goodbye MG team, goodbye engineers, so that's a lot of lost manpower for that guy. And so what ends up happening is he realized, oh shit, there's nothing I can do to deal with this armored car. He could basically base rape me if he pleased. So, yeah, that's pretty much game. I more than likely would have held out. I think I would have quick tech to tanks and skipped producing any more armored cars, but I don't know. Against this player, I might have built another armored car just to compound the hurt he had to experience. So, overall, not the most interesting game, not the longest game, but I mean, a pretty atypical game, I suppose. I'm not the best Company of Heroes player, so by all means, don't model your playstyle after mine. This is just a bread and butter strategy that turns out to be very effective against lots of different strategies and players and stuff like that. So basically rifle start and then get the armored car. And if you use your rifles correctly and use the armored car correctly and your enemy screws up a little bit, then it can result in a very quick victory for the American forces. So until next time, I guess I'll see you later.